No, back up. Screw your opening title thing where you pick something random we say to lighten the mood. We played this game. We reviewed this game. We argued this game. We tier listed this game. James, we buried it in the triple Z tier with Emil, Mario Party 10, and Starkensaw, the evil twin state of Arkansas.
They had great coleslaw.
It was made from human teeth!
Oh, yeah.
Why are we here again? Of all the games in our library you could have picked to play again, you looked at... and said to yourself, this is a valuable use of my time.
I mean, no, I didn't say that. I just had an itch I wanted to scratch to see if Paper Mario the Origami King is really the spawn of how we remember it as.
Stop answering these various itches on your body. Get a back scratcher. Take a shower. Go to a dermatologist. Anything to avoid this.
Too late, Andy. It's time we learn why I was wrong about Paper Mario the Origami King. 2020 feels like yesterday and at the same time decades ago. It was a year of many awful things. Global pandemic, the Australian bushfires, and of course, Paper Mario the Origami King released. Another reinvention of the series that sought to further bore longtime fans with bare character designs and interactions, as well as a brand new, somehow worse battle system. If you want our 2020 thoughts on this game, look at our review.
It's a review now old enough to hold a fork. Aren't you, little buddy? How did that just happen? Yeah, we played it. We clipped your various breakdowns as the game whittled away at your patience and perception of planet Earth.
This is just shit! It is complete shit! It's a sign!
Now, are you saying that, or is that something...
Game, I know, it turned! How did you get it? How did you get it? Why do you never know it's not the key? Do you know what shapes are, Luigi?
We reviewed it! You asked the omnigalactic matter of Mars why the game exists in the first place. You were rather vehement about your feelings, and I shared those. How could you be wrong about that?
Well, I am wrong in how I feel about Origami King for 3 reasons, and 3 reasons alone. Anything beyond that, you can watch our original review, and all those opinions still stand.
You know you're torturing both of us, right?
Gameplay! In our original review, I likened this game to an absolute travesty, which I now see is a little dramatic.
No, it's right on the money.
As I replayed through Origami King, I was reminded why I felt the way I felt at many points in the game, such as driving around a desert and completing a lazy, inconsistent, stupid, unnecessary insult to the original version of the Pearl Hunt from Wind Waker, a feeling crept in that I hadn't felt while playing Paper Mario.
An urge to stop playing?
No. Boredom. Complete, total, unengaged, unenthused boredom. You descend into this gameplay loop where the only reason to continue is nothing. There's no point in continuing. Origami King feels so much less like a Paper Mario game and more like an original idea someone had that Nintendo made them staple Paper Mario to. Clearly, this game was too complicated to stand any chance of being good because you could just buy your way out of every single situation. Every single one. In fact, I made a bet at the beginning of my second playthrough. Within 4 hours of play, I had 20,000 coins. My bet was that I would never dip below that during my entire playthrough.
20,000? In 4 hours? What were you doing? Engaging with the game?
Only as much as it intended me to do. If a battle popped up, I would do it as best I could. I bashed rocks, hit trees, completed puzzles. In every case, the prize is coins, usually 1,000 coin bags. The coin economy in this game is grotesque.
And did you ever dip below... Aw, James learned a new word for this review. And did you ever dip below 20,000?
Not once. Never. In fact, every time I went up 20,000 coins, I never dipped below those numbers either. I ended the game with over 60,000 coins, which is absolutely fucking insane.
If there wasn't a limit on the amount of items you could hold and the accessories were worth purchasing, you may have dipped below your self-set limit. Not for long, mind you, but still.
Paper Mario Origami King is an egregiously bloated game with so much fat to cut, I have a hard time thinking of a single part that felt worth it to play. It was also muddy and boring. No character stood out as worth playing for, or as, or near, or with. Follower characters are useless, Olivia is garbage, the developmental powers are situational and stupid. There's no single part in this game where you feel engaged or excited to keep playing.
How does this differ from our original review?
It's not as bad as I remember. My original opinion is that this game is perfect for hurling into the sun and feeling nothing. Now the game is an absolutely perfect sleeping pill. It's so massively boring I fell asleep playing it at several points. Also, I had stated that paper mache battles were the way battles should have worked in this game. No, I don't feel that way anymore. It's all just as mundane as everything else in the game.
The makings of a game worthy of a second chance.
Every character is a fucking idiot. Question anyone who's dissected this game, the writing, and the characters. Is everyone in this game a fucking idiot? Do they all share a single brain cell that none of them actually possess?
Well, Luigi is. His completely irrelevant quest to find the key to a destroyed Peach's castle ends up with him having had the key the entire time. Unable to recognize shapes, lengths, emblems, and colors, Luigi is undoubtedly an idiot.
But it's not just Luigi. Every character you meet has some measure of absolute dumbassery they express or experience that just makes you regret interacting with them. In fact, I grabbed a clip on my Switch every time someone said something in this game that made me audibly sigh, hang my head in disappointment, or facepalm thinking about all the other things in life I could be doing instead of reading abysmal writing. I have 420 clips, Andy.
In a 25-hour game, that's not bad, right?
When it's a Paper Mario game, it very much is. Every single character in this game, save Ollie, who is just your token evil character, is a fucking idiot.
He began a mass genocide because he couldn't read his master's handwriting, which turned out to be a message of hope. He was also, and this is overwhelmingly true, an idiot. The game started stupid.
Excellent point. Every Toad you save didn't realize Mario was trying to save them for some fucking reason. Olivia both can and cannot float sometimes and only forgets which one it is at the least convenient time. There's one part in particular, Bobby, a Bob-omb who suffers from memory loss.
A wholly original idea.
He pieces together that the area he, and Olivia now stand in is a dried up lake, at which point Olivia panics about the lake, which is fucking dry, getting her wet. I stopped playing for about 3 minutes just contemplating. Who wrote this? Why is this pandering and low quality? We aren't idiots ourselves. Dialogue wasn't this piss poor in the good Paper Mario games. One of them was so fun and good it was remastered on the Switch last year.
I would play through 100 more battles in the Glitz Pit just to avoid reading any more dialogue from this terrible game.
Well, that's gonna be a problem with my last point.
Why?
Andy's voices!
How on earth am I responsible for you reconsidering your stance on Origami King? Is this punishment for something?
Over the last several years of streaming on Twitch,
twitch.tv/gateway-to-drillbit,
Andy has created voices for both Luigi and Bowser that just get me every time.
You attempted to shackle Bowser. Look where it got you.
Do you disagree?
These voices are hilarious and capture a certain spirit of both characters no matter the media they appear in. As I experienced Origami King, these voices were in my head when reading all Bowser and Luigi dialogue. There isn't a lot of it, and a great deal of it from Bowser is puns. Luigi's dialogue is further proof this game was written as if the player has no intelligence whatsoever. These voices made them almost tolerable.
Hey, slow down. I'm walking with my face here.
I just gotta find Mario. Right, Mario?
Darn it. I made my version of these voices too enticing and hilarious.
Yeah, and you've caused me to think more positively about Origami King. How could you?
That sounds like a you problem specifically. What am I to do about it?
Well, I'll walk you back to our Paper Mario tier list, which we haven't looked at in about 3 years.
Oh no.
Yeah, unfortunately, I no longer feel Origami King deserves the Triple Z tier.
But that leaves an empty slot down there. Whatever will replace it.
Oh, Color Splash and Sticker Star, both of them. Nearly indistinguishable games. So they should fit that single spot Origami King took up very nicely. Origami King moves up to a very, very low D tier.
So, to recap, you were wrong about Origami King because it's way more boring than you remember, everyone in the game is much dumber than you recall, and my perfect, silly voices make dialogue more tolerable. That sum it up?
Yeah, I'd say so. Origami King is still an awful game. Every single fold, point, cut, paste, pull, rip, collectible is just stupid. All so stupid. It treats the player like an idiot, and it makes playing the game such a, not even a bad experience, just boring. Origami King is just a straight, unserious, pedantic bore. But at least sometimes I get to hear this in my head.
Mario, you saved me! Does that mean you actually won the game? How did you do it?
Wow, I get to do the outro! What games have you played that you change your opinion on later on? Let us know in the comments!
Yeah, do that. Be sure to follow these idiots and look forward to more of James being wrong about video games. His next one is a big deal, apparently.
Oh, what do you think it is?
I don't care. I'm Bowser. I'm gonna go do what I want.
Okay. See you tomorrow for Mario Kart.
Wouldn't miss it.